Greetings chat. It's me, local stream mascot and fellow comrade, Tippers. Here to tell you that your continued support not only provides us treats, but lets our human and your streamer continue to spread the good word of Karl Barks.
Chat, it's me, Evie. If you don't subscribe, my human is not going to give me snacks or belly rubs. If you subscribe using your Prime sub, I can be forever immortalized with this Gremloe emote.
So subscribe today for only $4.99 or for free using your Twitch Prime sub. Or your girlfriend's Prime sub, or, let's be honest, your girlfriend's boyfriend's Prime sub. Num 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 treats.
Ah yes, motherfucking treats.
Subscribe to Gremloe.
Anyway, so the reason I brought out this video, check this out.
For $12 billion in exports per year. One zip code. Now let's look at the poor zip code. 38.1% of residents live in poverty. Median household income of $21,000. Highest unemployment rate. Highest murder rate. The second highest incarceration rate. And the lowest life expectancy.
Okay, so the setup is here. In one zip code, very wealthy. In another zip code, very poor. Okay?
East Baton Rouge Parish. And you know,
East Baton Rouge Parish, okay? So that is right here. It is the parish of the capital of the city. You would think.
the Louisiana paradox? Guess what? This is...
You would think they're separate zip codes.
People are tired of women.
Hey, inshallah, thank you for following. May all your inshallahs be alhamdulillahs.
It's the same zip code, 70805.
Now, how the fuck does that much wealth be the poorest zip code?
Ladies and gentlemen, we can no longer pretend this is the best form of economic development.
As Edgar has joked in the past, we're just normal people presenting this information. We're just average citizens.
That's an upgrade for me to be called normal and average. Just want you to know. But thank you very much. I really appreciate the compliment.
You're welcome. I think
Okay, so she's gonna break down what the hell is going on here. We're gonna skip ahead.
we are so poor.
Okay, look at everything we rank in. I'll just go through it real quick. Number 2 in the country in crude oil refining. Number 4 in the nation for natural gas production. Number 3 in the nation for chemical production. Is a top 10 oil producing state. Forms the heart of the nation's pipeline system. Is at the center of the nation's inland waterway system. We are the largest water port in the country. Everything that you enjoy, if it comes from out of the country and didn't come on a plane, it's coming through this state. Number 1 in the nation in salt production, salt. Number 2 in the nation for sugar, so where the reason you're all fat. Number 3 in the nation in rice production. Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I think about that. Number 1 or 2 in foreign direct investment. Since 2008, it's 2021. At the same time, 46 for infant mortality out of 50 for all of my international chatters. 49 for poverty. 47 for household income. Ranks 47 for food insecurity. 50 for income gap by gender. We're still doing that. 47 for property crime. 46 for violent crime. 48 for reading scores, 49 for math scores, and 48 in life expectancy. Seems someone's stealing money. Holy shit, why are they so poor? Let's explore.
So we typically take it for granted that economic prosperity means individual, family, community prosperity. But how is that? What is the connection? It should be coming from 2 main vehicles: wages to family, as well as public goods funded by taxes. I'm talking about schools, libraries, the police, fire departments,
I need to go. Oh, you're about to miss it. It's all taxes. It's all taxes.
infrastructure, things of that nature. So what would happen if one of those went away? What if, even worse, the money that should be going into those public goods is instead going the opposite direction? Is there something that we're doing differently in Louisiana? Is something unique happening here that's not happening across the country? Let's take a look. This is a graph of all the corporate subsidies per capita for every state. All the way to the left, there's a dotted line,
Yeah, look at this.
and that's the national average. Then, if you could squint your eyes, you could see our neighbors in Texas, and I'm sure you'll be able to see it. There's Louisiana, the big red
Corporate subsidy per capita by state. Look at that. Look at that.
line. We are spending $2,857 per capita in corporate subsidies. And about 80% of that is going to the industrial tax exemption program. The difference is
We practically pay these oil and gas subsidies to set up shop here.
not that Louisiana has tax exemptions. This is happening across the country. The difference is how we're doing them. Louisiana is the only state in the nation that is giving a state-level board the authority to grant tax exemptions for local entities' property taxes.
I'd like to welcome you to the Board of Commerce and Industry.
The American
So the dollars
people
that should
are
be
tired
going
of
to the
women.
Metro Council, to the school board, to the police.
Hey, Perry, thank
it's
you for the
a
follow.
state-level board made up of people across Louisiana going into a boardroom and saying yes or no.
Is there anyone that would like to hear the details of all of these?
Should we nuke Louisiana? Fuck no. Fuck no. What, you don't like shrimp? I'm sorry. Do you not like sugar or salt? Or rice? Because that all comes from Louisiana. Which state would I nuke? I would nuke Florida. I'm actually glad you asked this question because I actually in the past have developed something exactly for this.
We don't even
Ah! I found it. The Florida annexation plan. Let me break this down for you. We exfiltrate all vaccinated and non-voters and Democratic voters from the state of Florida. There's not many, so it won't be hard. Then we ship all of America's conservative and Republican and, yes, libertarian voters into Florida, where they don't need a license to operate your damn toaster. Once they are all within the newly dubbed Florida and Capistan, we will wall off the country. Are there ports where they can exit? Of course there are. They are wide open. But there are vaccine turrets at every gate. And the only way to escape is to go through a torrent of rapid-fire vaccination shots. Then and only then may they exit. Dr. Win-Win, what's the ethics of that? Are we on board? Works for me? Good. We got our approval.
extremely expensive. I think we can all remember the drama of the film tax exemption program just a few years ago. This program costs 10 times more than the film tax credits. Just in 2017, $1.9 billion, billion with a B, was lost in revenue to local taxing bodies.
Yup. Inshallah, you said, holy shit, why are they so poor? That's it.
700
production. Baton Rouge is valued at $2.2 billion. In Baytown, Exxon's taxable property is $2.5 billion, with 9% of its property value exempt. In Baton Rouge, the taxable property is $711 million, 67% of the total property value
67%.
is exempt.
It gets worse.
Similar size, similar production, same company, different outcomes. How does this affect our local tax base? Baytown collects $48 million from Exxon each year, while East Baton Rouge only pays $10 million, $21 million. East Baton Rouge is giving up. That's enough to give each school employee a $3,800 raise. And that's just one refinery. And it's one of 4 Exxon Mobils in East Baton Rouge, one of 59 industrial facilities receiving ITEP exemption in East Baton Rouge, and one of 897 plants receiving ITEP.
Look at it! We don't have health care! Every time I drive on a road, I have to come to terms with my mortality. Because a pothole, of which there are many, might actually collapse into the ground. Or I go into a 6-foot deep ditch, for which seems to be our only solution for flooding. We still have student lunch debt. Like, we're still there. There are parts of this state where, I shit you not, dude, people don't know what electricity is. Or how it works, rather. They don't know, like, they know what electricity is, but they're like, I don't fucking, how does anything in my home work? They don't know. There are still parts of this state that are, like, illiterate. It's crazy.
Exemptions across the state.
So we want to look at this statewide. We're going to look at a few of the largest of those 897 plants. First off, we have BASF and Ascension Parish. The red line is a section that they're not paying taxes on, and the green is what they are liable for. So at BASF, 73% of their property value is off the...
Remember, this parish is the wealthiest in the state, per household income.
rolls. Also, Ascension Parish, we have Methanex. 99% is off the rolls. I don't think you can even see the little green sliver that they're paying taxes on. That is $7.5 million, or 1% of their total property value. In Cat Parish, we have Calumet. 89% off
1% of their property value.
the rolls, which is $502 million. In Cameron Parish, they have 2 multi-billion-dollar entities. Cameron LNG is worth $11.7 billion, and they are exempt from 99.99% of that. The New World Trade Center in New York is
0.01. They are operating for free.
one of the most massive projects in the world, and that is $3.5 billion. So this alone is worth 4 times more than that, and they're paying a fraction of a percent. Also in Cameron Parish is an even larger facility, $12.8 billion, and once again, they are exempt from 98.9% of that. We have Calcasieu Parish with Westlake Chemical, 77% off the rolls, and Iberville with Shintech, 98.6% off the rolls. That's $1.84 billion. In Orleans Parish, we have Folgers, they are 69% off the rolls. In St. Bernard Parish with Chalmette Refining, 74% off the rolls. In Rapides Parish, Procter & Gamble, we've all heard of them, 70% off the rolls. West Baton Rouge with Dow, 95% off the rolls. In St. John the Baptist Parish, 88% off the rolls. This is another multi-billion-dollar facility. Then in St. Charles Parish, 91%, another multi-billion-dollar. East Baton Rouge Parish, we brought it back. Georgia Pacific, 67% off the rolls. ExxonMobil, which we already looked at, $1.45 billion off the rolls. So across the state, between 66 and 99% of industrial property is perpetually exempted from property taxes. That means none of these companies across the state who are getting this program are paying on any more than a third of their property. So look at
The most ethical system. Nothing wrong with that. If I seem irritated, it's because I live in this state. There's like no hope. Our unionization rate is so fucking dog shit that people don't even have a conception of like, hey, if you're scared of them leaving if you ask for more, maybe we should just own it. So that the communities you're growing up in that have like no roads, terrible schools, no health care, if you're frustrated with that existence, you need look no further than the thing you rely on the most to exist. Income. Where you work is fucking every other aspect of your life and you personally, because this right here, this is called Cancer Alley. Right here. We've talked about this a lot on the show. When people ask like where I'm from, why I fucking hate the way our system works. This is why. the two most populated areas, 84 miles. Cancer rates are sky high. I said a long time ago, and it was actually like my pinned tweet on my Twitter, just because I had a thought that I felt was unique. And I said, the greatest achievement of the oil and gas industry, petrochemical, is convincing the people of Louisiana that in order to exist, in order to survive financially, you have to be complicit in your own destruction. Because we have something called plant money. You graduate high school, like a year passes by, and you run into somebody who's driving a brand new, like Ford F-350 Super Duty, or like a Charger or something. And there's a sticker on the back of it, and the sticker says, plant money. You feel like once you're in that, and you're making 60 grand a year, which is, by the way, average, you feel like you're unstoppable until 5 years down the line and you've gained a bunch of weight and you've picked up smoking. Now you're an alcoholic and, you're on your way out of your second marriage because we have no social cohesion. We have no kinds of benefits for the kind of insane labor that people, not that just work in the petrochemical industry, but literally every service industry that surrounds it. You have no kind of connection in that. My pin tweet, what is this? May not be the perfect system, but it's the best one there is. Yeah. It's not only killing them, but it's starving them of everything else they could have. I have to go to class, but this stream was quite insightful. I'll be sure to come back. Oh, thank you very much. It's awful, dude.
The governments, they stand on three legs. Sales taxes, we're all very familiar with those. State and federal funds, and property taxes. When all of these corporations are exempted from their property taxes, we're chopping off a major portion of one of those legs. And without that, we are left massively unstable.
If the property tax leg of the stool that you just saw had not been cut by the state board, we would, in East Baton Rouge Parish, collect an additional $70 million per year. $42 million lost to police, fire, roads, parks, libraries, health, and others. $28 million per year to public schools. That would be enough to give every teacher a raise of $9,000 or fully fund universal pre-K. In June of 2016, Governor Edwards, because of our research and involvement, signed an executive order to giving local taxing entities a voice in granting exemptions. For the first time in 82 years, we have the opportunity to change things. But that executive order is meaningless, and it won't do anything unless we get involved and unless we make sure it happens.
It didn't pass.